Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We have here three things. One, an article from Associated Press where we are informed that the US ambassador participated in a Pride march in Warsaw, Poland, and they call it as a message to NATO ally. I don't know what kind of message that is, but we're going to discuss it. This is the first one. Then I will go to the ambassador's Wikipedia page and tell you who this person is and from what family and who his brother and sister are. And then the last one, I will have Douglas Murray, if you're familiar with this fantastic guy. And I suggest you listen to him often if you don't do so far or yet. So Douglas Murray. And this person is gay. Douglas is gay, very, very intelligent, very, very courageous, and very, very funny. And I will have a short of him talking about his opinion on the gay parades. He's gay, remember. So I think that YouTube, are you okay with that? They will let you know later. If this video doesn't get posted on YouTube, I will go and post it on Rumble as always. So let's go with the article first. As I said, this comes from Associated Press, and it says U.S. ambassador marches in Warsaw Pride parade, sending message to NATO ally. Message. Okay. This is this person. And when I saw him, I said, you look very familiar. Yes, his name is Mark Brzezinski. You know who Brzezinski is or was? All right, he was one of the Secretary of State advisors of the US president. He was a good advisor. He was intelligent. That's true. And he is of Polish origin. So I'm fantastically happy that he is in, in Poland as the US ambassador to Poland. Now, he says his freedom, equality, United States, and he represents all of us because he represents that. Okay, he does that. Good for him. I don't give a anyway. The United States ambassador held a U.S. flag high as he marched in the yearly Pride parade in Warsaw on Saturday. A clear message of Washington's opposition to discrimination in a country where LGBTQ plus people are facing an uphill struggle. And I'm quoting, America embraces equality, end quote. Ambassador Mark Brzezinski said as he marched with more than 30 other members of the U.S. Embassy and alongside representatives from Canada, Austria, and other Western countries in the Equality Parade. I'm all for equality, but you see, certain times, certain situations. So this is Mr. Brzezinski. The U.S. is seen as a guarantor of protection to the LGBTQ plus community, which a few years ago was fighting for the right of same-sex union or marriage, as different things here, but recently had been more concerned about a climate of hostility from the government and Catholic Church. Well, I will say only this before I move to the next page. I am for a country, we like multiculturalism. We like multiculturalism, which means we respect each other's culture. So that means we don't say that a culture is better than another culture, right? And that's called, if you're like this, it's culture relativism. When all are good in their own thing. So you don't try to impose a culture on another. That would be bad. We're taught here in the United States of America. Now, Poland was not formed in 1776 or something like that, or you know what I mean? It was for a long time. They have a long history. They have a culture like any other country and a nation. They have traditions. They have a religion, not their religion, but it's religion. Why is not there? Because it's not their ancestors' religion. Is coming from the Middle East, from somebody else. That's fine. Now, they have their own thing. And you have a guy from another country supporting something that some people over there do not support, like a Catholic Church and some other, hard-headed Poles, it seems like. No problem. You're right to, celebrate whatever you want to celebrate. I'm all for that. But and I'm not equating this with gay and pride. So just I have to be careful what I say here because I have a lot of, people who do not get engaged in logic and objective debate. They go in, no, I'm right. They are okay with that. But the problem is this: if someone, based on their religion, based on their creed, on their traditions, culture, they think something is immoral. Some of them consider that way. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that's their right to consider it that way. A right. And you come from outside and you try to tell them they're wrong and you're for something that they are against. You say, well, freedom of speech. Yeah, I'm okay for freedom of speech, but you come from outside to tell these guys how to be, or at least you support something that, all right, whatever. Let's see who this Brzezinski is. All right. I could say more, but not on YouTube. Mark Francis Brzezinski. Oh, okay. And we find out that Brzezinski is the son of Emil Banesz Brzezinski and Polish-born former National Security Advisor Zbigniew Brzezinski and the grandson of Polish diplomat Tadeusz Brzezinski. His mother is the grandniece of former Czechoslovak President Edward Banesz. His sister, this is important, not that what I said so far wasn't, God forbid. His sister is Mika Brzezinski, you know her, right? So she's the talk show with the other idiot called Joe or something like that from Morning Joe. Co-host of the morning talk show Morning Joe. And his brother is military expert Jan Brzezinski. So he is also first cousin of author Matthew Brzezinski. This family, which has the right to be whatever, doesn't have a carpenter, they don't have a busboy, they don't have an engineer, they don't have a physician, they don't have an athlete. Look where they are all. Look at this. This guy is in diplomacy, in politics. Correct? Correct. She is in forming people's opinion. Okay, you know what it is, right? This guy here is in the military expert, right? And this guy is again in creating, opinions. So this is in the thought. This is in, again, thought, okay? She is in the thought. He is in action. All these guys are on some very important branches of a society. Propaganda, ideas. I'm not saying these guys are this guy. I know she is this. I listen to her. I know she is bad. All right, but that's my assessment. I think I'm entitled to have my assessment, and I will make a video on how Glenn Greenwald smacks her around fantastically because he's smart and she is a weasel. Anyway, so move on. I will show you now. As I said, these people can celebrate. Don't ask me to celebrate. And don't call me names if I don't show too much enthusiasm in your celebration. But what exactly do you celebrate? I will let Douglas Murray tell you, as a gay person, how he sees these gay parades. That's his opinion. And I think he should be having it without negative mob consequences. So let's go to this. This is from YouTube, right here. And it's a short. And this, the title is Sorry, Love, You're Not a Celebrity. You're Just Gay. Douglas Murray. All right. So I hope this is very loud because I'm proud. Ready? Let me see how do I start it.
Life to the whole pride thing. And mainly on taste grounds, it has to be said. I don't begrudge anyone having a party. I do begrudge people mistaking their sexuality for some massively important signifier, which demands that other people then not just respect them, but pay them some special dues. And actually, in actual fact, you could see this. So I've stumbled across Pride a couple of times in my time. I've never gone, but I've stumbled across it a few times. And one of the things that, on a simple matter of aesthetics, a taste that I deeply dislike, is seeing a bunch of disco gays on top of a bus waving to the public as if they're celebrities. Sorry, love, you're not a celebrity, you're just gay. That's all. And you shouldn't treat the general public as your audience, waiting for them to celebrate the magnificent, wonderful you. So I think there's just this nasty narcissism at the heart of this. And I've got no time for it. I've objected.
Well, I think you saw this was edited. This comes from Spectator TV. But that's what he said. And this is from YouTube. So if YouTube has a problem with me, probably has a problem with this guy too. We'll see if they let it run as it is. You can celebrate your thing as much as you want. Don't expect me, though, to celebrate with you. I should be entitled or allowed in a free world, in a free society, to like things, dislike things, support things, or oppose things. I should be allowed to do that without repercussions, because if you have repercussions, that means you are going to censor yourself. That means you're not free. In Romania, the communist Romania, there were no laws to say you cannot speak against the government, or the Ceausescu, the dictator, or the Communist Party, or Stalin, or Lenin, or communism in general. There were no laws. We were free. But if you would speak about it and you were loud enough, you would get a warning. Hey, zip it. If you continue, they would up it and say, hey, you want trouble. You continue, then they will talk to you differently, get you to the police, and then they will say stop, and they start threatening you, and so on. And they didn't just punch you in the face or kill you on the spot. I know that certain things like this were before, when you were very uncomfortable to the government and so on, when they were regimenting people. That was in the 40s and 50s and a little bit early 60s. And then it ceased. But it was a different change because the Romanians took over from the people that came on the Soviet tanks, which were... Okay, I can give you some names if you want, but like Walter Roman, I can give you that. I can give you that great lady, if you remember her. I can't remember her name right now, but let me find it for you. What the hell was her name? Here, I had to go to the list to see a few. You can go to Wikipedia page and you can get them from this little list here. I was talking about Anna Pauker. She was a very bad person right here. Anna Pauker. And then you got Marcel Pauker, but Anna Pauker. And you can go and see who she was. And not only, look at the names here. A lot of names. Gisela Voss, Richard Wurmbrand, these guys, Berlud, Zilber, all this, go and check their biography, Janos Fazekas, and not only, look, these are Romanians. You can go on this one, what I said, list of Romanian communists. Go on each one right here on this list. If you're Romanian, you understand which one is David Corner, another Romanian, and many that changed their names. A lot of names that you see here, Romanian names, like Silviu Bucan, Bronstein, whatever his name is. Let me give you an example. Bruckner, I'm sorry. So Silviu Bucan sounds Romanian 100%, born Saul Bruckner. All right, Romanian communist politician, BS. Look down, early life and so on, and where he came from and what he worked for and so on. Okay, so this just an observation. So here we have. You can, as I said, do your own thing, but I can do my own thing as well. As long as we're not violent, we don't threaten one another, I can say what I think about you, you can say what you think about me, and so on. But unfortunately, it seems like lately here it goes only one direction. Some can do whatever and say whatever about everything, and some are just like this, and they cannot, because if they do, they lose their job, they get this, they get that. And they're not more numerous. They're just noisier. That's the only thing. They're not smarter, they're not better, they're just noisier. The problem is when these guys are going to say, you know what, enough is enough, I don't want to be around when that happens, because I think these guys have the potential to turn the things upside down in a few hours. I hope everything is good, and love, peace, Nixon. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.